The front door of Briar House opened before Ethan knocked. Mariska stood there barefoot, hair pulled back too tightly, as if she'd been expecting him for a while. "You're late," she said. "I'm on time." She frowned, glanced at her watch, then nodded. "Right. Come in." The air inside was colder than it should have been. Not damp, not drafty, just cold like the house was conserving something. The floorboards creaked under his weight, but not under hers, as if they recognized her. "Do you live alone?" Ethan asked. Mariska hesitated. Yes, it wasn't a lie. But it wasn't the truth either. The first night, Ethan noticed the locked doors. Not bedroom doors, interior doors, but a narrow one at the end of the passage. Another beneath the staircase. One at the back of the kitchen reinforced with steel bolts that had been screwed in from the outside. "What's in there?" he asked, pointing. Mariska didn't turn around. "Nothing." He waited for more. She added, "Nothing you would want to know." That night, as they lay in bed, Ethan heard a sound he couldn't place. A low vibration, just beneath hearing, like a bass note held too long. "Mariska," he whispered. "Do you hear that?" She was already awake. "Yes," she said. "But don't listen. Love indeed makes you brave in stupid ways." Over the following weeks, Ethan began to notice patterns. The sound always started around midnight. The temperature dropped by degrees. The walls sometimes ticked, softly, like something inside them was cooling down after exertion. Once, while Mariska was in the shower, Ethan heard her call his name from the passage. "Clear. Close." He stood up. Then he remembered her hand gripping his arm the week before, nails biting into skin. "If the house ever calls you, don't answer," she said. He stayed still. The voice tried again. Softer this time. Almost pleading. Something scratched behind the paint. When Mariska came out of the bathroom, wrapped in steam and towel, she saw his face and said quietly, "It spoke to you, didn't it?" He nodded. She locked the bedroom door. The confession had been living in Mariska for years. It started when she was 19, when Briar House still belonged to her grandmother, Aletta Van Dyke, a woman who believed suffering was holy and silence was survival. Aletta used to say the house was sensitive. That it needed respect, that if you ignored it, it would remind you it was there. The night Aletta died, Mariska heard singing in the walls. Not hymns. Names. The house had been collecting people long before Mariska ever listened. "I didn't mean to feed it," Mariska told Ethan one night, sitting on the kitchen floor, back against the locked door. "I just answered. Once." The house had been lonely. It told her things. Secrets about the people who'd lived there before. Lovers who promised to stay. Families who tried to leave. Men who thought they could control it.